Well, let's stay now with that top story. The ANC's NEC meets for the first time today since the party elected Cyril Ramaphosa as its president. We're live now to our reporter Thami Dickson. He's in East London where that meeting will be happening today. Thami, a very good morning to you. And firstly, we want to know about your meeting with Cyril Ramaphosa as he was out and about on some personal business this morning.
Well, it was quite a morning, Yuveka, and it is quite a surprise really to see the president of the African National Congress taking a morning walk right here at the beachfront, just in front of the venue where the critical meeting of the ANC is going to take place. And he was out there jogging and, you know, interacting with morning joggers. They were asking him a lot of questions, and he just generously obliged. He didn't have any problems to actually take selfies with them and to, you know, engage in a small chat with them. But I asked him whether is this something that you normally do, or maybe it's about, you know, the big day that we are facing today. And then he said, no, it's both. I normally jog, but also it's going to be a long day. He just said that. So, well, you know what that means. You know, he's going to be sitting in his first NEC meeting of the ANC as the president, and a lot of expectations out there around the country with regards to the outcomes of the meeting that they're going to be having today.
Well, let's talk about those expectations, Thami. I mean, many people, many South Africans wondering if this marks the beginning of the end for President Jacob Zuma, and others saying, no, well, you know, there's only so much the NEC can do. Yeah. Also, following on from this announcement that Zuma made last night about the state capture inquiry.
Yeah. Well, the expectations are huge, not only just outside the country, but also within the ANC itself. As you know, the balance of forces in the ANC is they're really divided on how the ANC should actually move forward with this question. I have engaged with quite a number of NEC members since over the weekend who have been doing some door-to-doors and campaigning around East London. For the birthday rally on Saturday. I've engaged them to say what should happen. I mean, it's a reality that all of you guys are concerned about what appears to be the two centers of power right now, and you could see, and some of them, they would not want to engage on this matter publicly, but off the record, some of them would tell you that it's a must. It's something that has to be done. Cyril Ramaphosa has to be given space to be able to renew the ANC, and you can't do that when you still have some issues around the president of the country, and they're quite emphatic, some of those that I spoke to them, that this meeting is going to take that very, very difficult decision. As to what kind of decision is going to be, it remains to be seen.
All right. Well, other than that, Thami, and the decisions or the talk about President Jacob Zuma, one would imagine that there are several other burning issues as well that affect South Africans that will be come up for discussion. And I would imagine that one of those would be the one of land that was so big towards the end of last year.
That's correct. And following on the ANC Congress last December, where it has taken a resolution to actually expropriate land without compensation, that issue is going to be very burning here, because they have to now process that resolution and make sure that it goes through the right channels, because they come from the Congress, it has to come to the NEC, and from there they have to make sure that they facilitate that resolution so that it goes now to government departments that are relevant to make sure that the resolution is implemented. But there are also other issues as well, as you said. I mean, this NEC, it has to craft a statement that is going to set the tone for the ANC for this year. They've already decided that this is going to be the year of unity of the ANC. Clearly, Cyril Ramaphosa wants to present himself as going to be the unifier of the warring factions within the ANC. So they need to come up with a clear message in terms of how they're going to do that. But also, they also have to craft this statement that's going to set the tone for the ANC for this year, because they've already told themselves that this is going to be the year of the ANC campaigning for 2019 general elections. So they have to craft strategies in terms of how they're going to make sure that they restore the confidence of the people to the ANC, that they make sure that they recoup the lost ground that the ANC have suffered over several months and years coming to this point. So it's a critical meeting on all fronts, including the committees, the new committees that the ANC has to set up. It's going to be a big meeting indeed, because it has to structure itself properly so that it is able to engage with all these challenges that it has to face over the next year.
All right, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks very much. eNCA's Thami Dickson. He's live to us from East London, where the ANC is holding that crucial NEC meeting, the first since its Congress last month.